times. Let's answer this question real quick. Lots of chatter about us not throwing deeper passing the ball aggressively. I do believe this is a not hit on Jalen, but I think it's a save the best for last design. What do y'all think? It is interesting. Have we hit a deep shot? I don't think we hit one against the Cardinals. I don't remember against the Cardinals.
Washington. Not since Washington.
Yeah,
Devontae Smith at halftime, before halftime.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which Jacksonville was understandable. It was ugly weather. I understand the game plan against the Jacksonville Jaguars and Doug Peterson. I didn't really like the Arizona horizontal attack that we did, screen after screen after screen. But I understood the way that the pressure was coming at the Eagles, especially in the second half. And that's one thing I think the Eagles haven't done well. I think offensively and defensively, it's opposite. I think that the offense comes out with a game plan that is working, and then they change it up. I think you can always clearly see we're way more run heavy in the second half of games.
Yeah.
I'm not saying abandon the run. I just think you can't be so predictable. That being said, I think the offense starts out with a good game plan, and then they switch it up, and it's just not as effective. And on the defensive side, I think Gannon crushes the game plan when he has all his tools like Avonte Maddox, you know what I mean? And then when a team adjusts, or when we get that lead, he starts playing passive in the sense that every team that's down 15 plus should run the ball. But think about the teams that came back on us. The Lions, the Cowboys, even the Cardinals, they continue to run the ball even with a big deficit. Granted, it was Kyler Murray running the ball in the second half of the Cardinals game. But when you can't pass on the Eagles, Jonathan Gannon got to understand that most teams, the common sense is to throw the ball, but teams haven't been doing it, and we haven't been adjusting back. We've been so passive in the second half because teams normally drop back in the zone because you got to throw the ball to catch back up from a 14-point lead, but teams been gashing us 5+ yards a carry.
Yeah. Well, 14-point lead isn't that big. I mean, it's a nice lead, but it ain't insurmountable. To me, that once again goes to why are they running in the second half? Because they're up so big. They're more concerned, in my opinion, about killing the clock. Like, take a shot. Like they should have a rule. We're not letting up on a team until there's like 1:50 left in the game. Like after the 2-minute warning.
I agree. I think we're really missing that killer instinct. I was at the game yesterday, and obviously I'm hoarse, and I'm going through a lot of stuff, recovering from being there. And we got to keep our foot on a lot of these teams' necks, man. We got to, I think the league will respect us more. Like, we respect us as Eagles fans, but it's a certain level of respect you have for certain teams that just go out there and dominate from first quarter to fourth quarter, and we definitely haven't been doing that. So that's the only one negative that I got from the game that I saw from me being there. Nobody wants to be nervous after being up 23. Like, I was a little nervous. You know what I mean? I was talking a lot of trash, and you know what I mean? And to see the team not go out there and finish their food, so to speak. But I did like the drive that Jalen Hurts put together to put the game away, though. I did like that drive.
That was clutch.
Yes. It is interesting, though, that I feel like any other year the Eagles would have lost at least 2 games at this point, based on like how they played. Like, they would have lost the Lions game somehow, and they would have blown the Cardinal game or the Cowboy game. They would have lost these ones. And so a lot of people, and we all just talked about it there, we have our concerns in terms of the killer instinct, but at least they're not losing. I think that gives me the most hope that, like, okay, there's only one other team in my lifetime that I remember having that sort of don't lose close game mentality, and it was 2017. I mean, literally almost every single time they had any sort of adversity, Wentz, whenever he used to be good, would swing back in there and win it and all of that sort of thing. Also, by the way, we just got this one asking about injuries. You guys see that Carson Wentz is out with some sort of finger injury for like 4 to 6 weeks or something like that? So I think that means he misses the game on Monday night, right? Because we're wow.
Yep.
Was he even going to be the
This is almost getting too easy. I'm almost afraid that it's getting too easy.
I'll say something maybe a little weird, but like it's great that we're winning all these games, but is it going to take a loss for them to address the way that they don't have killer instinct, that they let up? Because I'd hate to see that situation in a playoff game. I think you got to learn to have that killer instinct. Brunson, you were at the game when the Eagles get the ball back on 4th and inches, right? Don't you think they're going to take a shot at the end zone right there? Like, go for the kill right there. Dallas is out on their feet.
Absolutely. It's almost like when Dallas got that good kick return back or punt return. I can't remember which one it was from Turpin. We kind of just like let up on them. It's so hard to explain, man. When you see it live, we looked gassed, but then there were some things that happened though. Gardner Johnson going out, the defense looked totally different for a couple of plays. When you put Kayvon Wallace in, it was not the same defense.
Kayvon Wallace is rough, defense. Man. I thought he was going to do something by year 3. When he comes in, it's like we're screwed. As soon as he came in, he is, and I appreciate the guy's special teams backup, but the difference between him and CJ is like leagues and leagues.
Man, it was holes opening up out of nowhere. Like that tight end ain't see the light of day until CJ went out the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it go ahead, Mike. I thought you said something.
The facts.
Yeah, it just, the killer instinct is just missing, man. Everything else is there for me. They were saying that we wouldn't be able to, sustain long drives against Dallas. We had 2 drives, 10 plus snaps, 7 minutes off the clock apiece. So we can sustain long drives. It's just, where's the deep shots at? This is 2 games in a row for me.
Right. I would have loved to see them test the Dallas corners long. I would have loved
That's Diggs. I wanted Diggs tested with AJ, but a win is a win. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is though, is this team is blowing people out by halftime. Like I did a video on it today. Like this team is destroying everybody by halftime. I mean, if they haven't even put a full 60-minute game together yet. Can you imagine when this team is actually playing good from the first quarter to the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
I mean, they're scary, dude. This is a scary good team right now.
But you know what that takes though? I was thinking about this, man. That takes good play calling, man. The play callers start getting weird. After we took a big lead, it just was like we started the game not running at all. You know what I mean? We started the game just throwing.
And it gets way too run heavy. And I'm not saying, like we said, do not abandon the run. I want it. But we're getting back-to-back runs. And real quick, my favorite time to take a shot is on second down. And if you are running the ball successfully like the Eagles have been doing, you run it on first down and you get it that 6 or 7 yard piece, right? The first thing the defense is thinking, second and 2, second and 3. I would bet my bottom dollar 85% of the calls we have done and what a normal NFL team would do is run the ball. But that is when you take your shot. That is when the box is heavy, and that's when you should do that. And I just think that, and I've been watching the all 22s. And it's not even that Jalen's not doing it. We're not really calling them. Now, I will say Arizona and Dallas both were able to blitz us crazily in the second half. Arizona by blitzing and us by losing Lane Johnson in this Cowboys game. I think that is some of the reasons why we're not calling it, but we still got personnel one-on-one to really get the ball deep, whether it's Quez, Devontae, or AJ. Yeah. So you go ahead and max protect one time with a running back in Goddard. I know we want Goddard running out there, but do it one time and take a shot. I think that's a must for this offense. And once you start doing that, the run game will come back right around 2.
Yeah.
Especially if you I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, I was just going to say, especially if you roll him out. I mean, you're getting a lot of pressure, but you could roll him out and buy some time and take a deep shot. You could definitely do that.
It keeps the defense honest as well. Nobody's afraid of us stretching the field because we're not doing it. I mean, Quez Watkins in the slot going deep is problems for any safety in the league. We just got to call these plays and dial them up. So
yeah, it felt like Steichen just got, as soon as Lane Johnson went out, he just went panic mode because you did see a couple of possessions or a couple of snaps where, Jalen got blitzed instantly. It is interesting how we're not able to, like you guys said, max protect well against the blitz. If I was going to scheme against Philadelphia, I would load the box to obviously stop the run, and I'd call a blitz on every third down, and I would make sure that we know how to stop the blitz, because I think the starting offensive line is fantastic, but even when they've had healthy guys in there, which hasn't been the case, it does seem like blitzes have been a little bit of an issue, and Jalen bails him out with his legs sometime, and then sometimes he doesn't in the end overall. It's a good chat here. 4 favorite Eagle content creators together is cool. Rowan last night talking trash to the Cowboys. Man, I know you guys did too, but I was talking so much trash until it was like, a 1-score game, and then I immediately stopped. I turned my phone down, I flipped it, and I was like, I can't do this, because if I talk trash and then we lose, my life is basically ruined for the next week. I
just straight muscled through it. I said, listen, if I'm going out, I'm going out bad. I'm going to
I went out.
Through it. I was still talking trash on Twitter. And listen, and the chat was mad at me too, because LB, you didn't listen to this. And listen, so we go up 23 and we go to halftime. You know I'm doing my play-by-plays, right? And I say, I'm talking trash. And I say, listen, because it's Dallas, I didn't care about taking my foot off. Well, I didn't care about it because it resulted in the win, but taking the foot off the gas pedal against Jacksonville, Arizona, Detroit, I don't care anymore. We got the win. It's over. This is the time. I felt the big blowout coming, and I said the one thing that will make me sick to my stomach, and I said these exact words. I said, if it comes to the beginning of the fourth quarter and it's 20-17, I'm done. And guess what it was? I was hurt.